Hi, good afternoon. I'm here with Becky Zimmerman from One Day Creative. How are you doing, Becky?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really well, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. So if you could start things off and tell us just a little bit about who you are, what it is that you do, and how long you've been doing it for, please.
Yes, so my name's Becky and my company is One Day Creative Education. We're based in Yorkshire, quite a small team that work with quite a large team of freelance drama and music and dance specialists across the UK. And the core business is going into schools and delivering creative workshops that bring the curriculum to life. So everything from history through to things like online safety and anti-bullying, we bring it to life through the performing arts. And we provide exceptional educational experiences that make learning fun. We'll be 10 years old in summer, which is really exciting. So big party in Leeds for everyone that works with us and whoever have worked with us over the last 10 years. And then more recently, we developed an online platform because of COVID, but actually something that we were thinking about doing kind of gave us a bit of a kick up the bum to get it done. And now we've transformed a lot of our in-school workshops into really amazing interactive video workshops. And we've got a website where teachers can log in and access them.
Brilliant. 10 years. That is a good achievement in business. Well done.
Yeah.
So in terms of the space that you work in and standing out from other businesses in that sector, do you have much competition? What's the kind of unique point for you guys?
I would say our people. We go through, in terms of the people that physically go into schools, we've got a 3-point audition process and assessment process, which means that the people that do work for us have to be 11 out of 10 because you're only as good as your last workshop, no matter how good the content is. If the people don't bring it to life, then you're in trouble. So I would say definitely our people and our infrastructure. And also, I guess that we've now got an online offering. So, you know, as well as providing the in-school, we can add value to customers by providing them additional resources that can quite often be complementary with the in-school workshops. So
brilliant. Thank you for that. So in terms of your business journey, those 10 years to date, what has that been like? How would you describe it?
Rocky, I would say it's been very turbulent. Yeah, it's kind of been like that. Like a lot of businesses, we kind of launched 10 years ago and straight away went straight up because there were things like the Tour de Yorkshire in 2014. There were in Brazil, there was the World Cup. So we launched all of our samba drumming and all of our dance carnival. And also there was the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. So we were running lots of projects in Scotland. And then we kind of recruited quite quickly. And then we probably got a little bit too big. There's been a few bumps in the road. COVID obviously was a massive bump in the road as I had my second little girl, looking forward to maternity leave, and that was not to be the brunches that I expected, you know, because I did work quite a lot with my first little girl. So I would say, yeah, it's been rocky, but ultimately it's been absolutely brilliant. I think the thing about this business is there is no ceiling, and every time you think you've got to where it is, that there's a new opportunity that comes along, or a new contract, or a new online platform that could be internationalized. And yeah, I just think, you know, we just keep working hard, and things actually since COVID have been the best that they've ever been, and I feel really settled, but also very much kind of ready for the next steps now as well.
Brilliant. So in terms of that journey then that you've been on, what would you say is your biggest lesson to date, if there's one that you could pick?
I would just say don't work with friends or family. I think that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, the really obvious one, that cash is king as well. So, you know, we have learned a lot about, you know, even just little things like taking deposits, you know, something that we weren't doing when we started the business. And I guess those were my two biggies.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that. Very good lessons indeed. So what does the future look like, and what are the challenges that you foresee going ahead? You mentioned about being in a good place now.
Yeah, I think the main challenge at the minute is the cost of living crisis, and we haven't for years heard anything about budgets, but all of a sudden we're starting to hear about school budgets again, understandably, because we know how expensive it is to heat a school, and budgets seem to be dwindling, and we're having a lot of that. So I guess that's the main challenge at the minute. And sorry, what was the second part of that question?
Yeah, just what the future looks like, really. And
so I guess with the online platform, really time to start pushing that again, because when schools were in lockdown, a lot of the schools turned to our videos instead, and they were using that. And then all of a sudden things went back to normal, and people were craving the kind of face-to-face, the human rapport between our facilitators and children in schools, because that's what they need, that's what they thrive on. So now we've kind of got back to that level, and we did a big push of the online platform in January. So I think, you know, the idea is to just keep pushing that now and get that to a place where that is as successful as that in-school workshops as well.
Fantastic, thank you. So what inspires you to do what you do? Is it the people that you work with? So that's, you know, customers, your team. Is it your family behind the scenes?
The children. It's the children, and I'm now a mum, and I've got a 3 and a 5-year-old. And you know, you know, when you physically go into a school and you see what the children get out of it, and you know, we often, you know, our facilitator will go into a school and they might be told, that little boy's naughty, or that little girl's got autism, and it straight away that has to be shut down, because the workshops are inclusive. And you will often find that those children that have been pointed out are the ones that thrive in the workshops. So yeah, just seeing what the performing arts does to children, what it brings out of them, especially those non-academic learners, you know, that's why we do what we do. And I think for me as well, like the online safety strand of the business is particularly important, and something that I'm super passionate about. So kind of driving that, and we're doing a big project for parents. That's all getting filmed on Monday, actually, so that, you know, because with online safety, it's got to come from home as well. Like the parents, the carers, they have to be in control of what's going on, and they have to understand the world in which their children live in, which is still the real world to them, even though it's online. So also, I find teachers massively inspiring as well. I think they don't just teach now. Teaching is 40% of what they do. They have to do a lot more of that. So I definitely say that,
Fantastic, good share, thank you. And so lastly, in terms of latest news around what you're up to, I know you mentioned the online development there, but even if it's a case of sharing your website, feel free.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah, our website is onedaycreative.com. And if you're interested in the videos, it's oneday.uno, but you can go there from the website as well. The online safety for parents is a biggie for us. And then we're working on new projects for Anti-Bullying Week in November. We've got a new British Black History Month workshop for Key Stage 2 children that we're currently about to start filming, and the new project for in schools, which will be ready for the new academic year. And like I say, just working with a few of our bigger customers as well, for all of our schools, just doing what we do and providing exceptional creative education.
Awesome. Becky, absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing all that you have. And I wish you all the best for the next 10 years.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Take care, Mike.